I'm so frustrated trying to learn AI. So my job is an art director slash designer. So I'm trying to learn how to do things that will help me with my job. But as I'm trying to dive into this and figure this out, I'm just tearing my hair out. So first of all, there's like a million different platforms. Of course, there are the main ones, ChatGPT, Midjourney, stuff like that. But then there's also like a million wacky ones that people use and they talk about. And even if you go to an online forum and you're like, hey, I'm trying to learn about this AI stuff for art direction design. Just trying to get started, trying to see what you guys think. Well, what are the best platforms to learn about? That these shills and bots would just come out and just talk about their own platform. So you can't even trust anyone. It's like, oh yeah, you should try Penguin AI. It's the best AI for designers like yourself. They're just saying that because they're paid or they're part of the platform. So you can't even trust the online community. Maybe there's some best standards, best practices, some experts out there. Well, there's so many freaking experts out there. They all claim to know everything about AI, and they're all selling a course. So they're like, oh yeah, I've done this AI stuff for however long, and I know everything, and I'll teach you what you need to know. And they make it sound really slick, and it's like, oh, you can't get this anywhere else. This is my ChatGPT, my personal custom GPT, and you use this and you're gonna make amazing images in no time. Just use my system and it'll look fantastic and you're gonna do great. You're gonna save all this money, but you gotta pay me money first. I understand courses. I understand they have to make money too, yada yada yada, but it's just a lot to figure out which one is actually worth the money, and I'm not sure if any of these are worth the money. So you got too many platforms, you got too many snake oil salesmen, and then it's just trying to find the right stuff to practice with. And another thing that's frustrating is that everything costs money. So AI is not free. It's not like you can just... Okay, I know software is not always free. So if I want to practice InDesign or After Effects or Illustrator, those are not free programs. You have to pay for it. But it's a industry standard program, and you pay a set price, $20 a month, whatever, and you have access to it, and you're gonna bear fruit. You're gonna practice and you're gonna learn these skills that everyone in your industry knows. But with AI, it's like, so you pay a certain amount of money per month for ChatGPT and for Midjourney, but then you also are limited of how much you can practice because you have certain credits that you pay for. So if you want to just spend all day generating images, you can't really do that because it all takes up resources and whatever. So that's another really frustrating thing. It's just so frustrating because I want to learn. There's no set way to do it because it's so new. But in a way, it's like a challenge. And it's also an opportunity because everyone's on the same playing field right now. There's no guy out there who's sitting back like, I have 20 years of AI, I know everything, I can do this in my sleep. There's nobody out there like that. Everyone has the same shot of becoming an expert at this thing. So even me, even you watching this in 2025 or whatever, I mean, we all have the chance to level up and really master this thing. And that inspires me to want to take in all this junk and try to make it easy for people to figure this stuff out. So I think that's where I'm going to try to bring in value. This really reminds me of the early internet days where there were just a million different websites. There are flash games and websites and forums for this and this and dancing babies and stuff like that. And people would make these curations, these like collected lists of websites. And there was an app I loved called, I don't know, we call it an app. It was a browser extension called StumbleUpon. And it was basically a shuffle button for the internet. You just click a button and it finds a random cool website for you. And then you can obviously choose to stay on it or go on to the next one, bookmark it or whatever you want. So people did this for a while before everything kind of consolidated into, okay, everyone now is just scrolling Facebook or MySpace or Instagram or whatever. So the market just kind of has a way of streamlining itself. It's like evolution. It's like only the fittest will survive. But until that happens, how do you stay on top of AI? So at some point, the AI market will consolidate, and then people would just learn AI like they do Microsoft Word or Photoshop. It'll just be a standard track, right? So just, here's Photoshop. This is what everyone uses. Learn it, and you'll be good, and you'll be employable. So how does that look with AI? So right now, it's a mess, and I don't know how long it's going to be a mess. We should not sit back and wait for the industry and the job market to figure out this stuff out, because I think at that point it might be too late. So that's what my plan is now. I am going to curate all this AI nonsense and try to make it into something useful for people. I don't know what that's going to look like. Maybe I'll write a book or a guide or something like that. Keep it free. I'm tired of all these people selling things, selling books and courses. I just want there to be a standard guide in the lens of, through the perspective of art direction and design. So, like I said, I don't want to be learning about how to cook recipes or how to straighten out your calendar appointments or whatever, stuff like that. AI is useful for a lot of things, coding and all that stuff, but I'm talking about from a art direction / design perspective. Big one is probably generating images and generating videos that are useful, right? Not just AI slop like dancing monkeys and monster crabs that create hurricanes or whatever. I think it's good to know how to make that stuff, but I want to focus on real practical applications, and all that other wacky stuff can come later. This wacky AI stuff also reminds me a lot of Photoshop in its early days. There used to be this, I don't know what it was, this website or this contest called Worth 1000, and it was just a contest of people making funny Photoshop things. Like, oh, here's a robot that looks like a banana or something like that. So that's basically what AI is right now. All this AI slop is, oh, I can generate a monkey's surfing in the ocean, or a donkey as a space astronaut. And right now there's some novelty with that. I think soon that's gonna kind of waver off, and there will be more real and practical applications of AI. But now that people just need to scratch that itch, they just need to, what's that phrase? Just get it out of the way, get it off the chest, or do what they have to do. It's like when copywriters say, I know this is a bad line, but I gotta say it anyway because it's a pun, and I amuse myself with puns, right? So people just want to make this AI slop and get it out of the way. Basically a trend. For example, in rap and hip hop, there used to be this big thing with like punchlines. You know, people would rap and say clever lines that are puns or something that's just clever, but you don't really hear that much anymore. Now it's just kind of gravitated to something else. Yeah, it still exists, obviously, but it's not as prominent as it was before. Because all the cool punchlines are probably already done. Right, Lil Wayne, I don't know if you would consider Lil Wayne a punchline artist, but he's done so many of that double or triple entendre stuff that it's just hard to feel fresh right now doing it. Because everything's been done before. Anyway, all that to say, I'm frustrated, but I'm going to keep going. I'm going to try to take in all this junk, try to distill it into something clear, some fundamental truths that might change. But for now, there's certain truths the patterns I'm seeing. I'm going to try to put down, and whatever I learn, I'm going to teach everyone else. But it's going to take a little bit of time. So if you want to follow me on that journey, subscribe. I'll be posting more stuff like this. Thank you.